Welcome to Energy Balance Yoga, and we have the card today, which is another beauty, and I think very appropriate. Fertility. We've got Pan. So why I think this is appropriate, this idea of fertility, is I think it feels like, and I've been having conversations about this, it feels like a seed planting time, which feels quite busy. And maybe not so exciting as the plants growing and the fruits coming, but it's just that, that planting seed time. It's setting things up for the coming months. So I like this idea, and this is a lovely sort of sunny scene, but just thinking about all those things that we are encouraging in ourselves, planting these seeds in ourselves and our environment and on our lives, so that they potentially may flourish and grow. Can't guarantee that, but we enjoy the labors, we enjoy the planting of the seeds and all the looking forwards and all the positivity. So we're going to begin our practice. I'm going to start seated, so if you're not sure, and hopefully we're going to engage with our energies and feel a little bit more balanced, energized and relaxed by the end of the session. So we're going to start seated. Find your seat. We'll have a little rock, sitting cross-legged and having a little rock side to side, just to find your seat, find comfortable, settling into your seat. Okay, and then we'll just circle the knees. Knees are not for everybody, but it's a kind of often a very delicate area, so we have to give it lots of love, give them both lots of love. Just warming the knees. And then we'll take the right hand onto the left shoulder, and we're going to just get this energy moving in a more useful way and sweeping across the body in a diagonal to the right hip. We'll do that 3 times. Left shoulder to right hip. Be very mindful about that, nice and smooth, nice sweeping movement. Left hand to right shoulder and sweep across the center off to the left hip. So diagonal, lovely. Diagonal, and 3. And then we just let the arms hang. We're going to let them get a bit more relaxed by lifting the shoulders up high, squeezing. Shoulders are coming right up by the ears. Breathe into the nostrils and release out through the mouth. Let the shoulders drop. Drop your heavy burden. Breathing in, holding for a second, and out through the mouth. Let it go. Breathing in, squeezing, so squeezing all the tension and actively releasing out through the mouth. And we're going to insert the fingers in front of the body and then press up. Lengthen. So this is really getting into that whole back. Really feel that the ribs are lifting. You're lengthening through the waist. You're also keeping the belly kind of holding the back and the front holding each other, and you're lengthening through the arm rather than pressing the shoulders up. That's kind of not very nice feeling. Better to have the shoulders down. See that difference? So there's lots of space here for the neck. Lifting the chest, lengthening here, lengthening, and you keep the back of the neck nice and long. Everything's getting long, getting expanded, and breathing with that. So inhaling, pushing the hands up. Exhaling through the nostrils. Keep extending through the elbows. One more breath in. And breathing out, lower the arms down. Good. Bring the hands in front of the body, interlink the fingers, breathe in. As you breathe out, take the hands forwards and feel that the chest is dipping back away from the hands. So we're creating space between the front and the back of the body, and let the head drop. So you're looking down at your feet there in front of you. And you're opening across the shoulder blades. So the back is going really back. So we've got this feeling of really releasing and opening this space here. Feel the shoulders coming forwards, releasing the neck. So release the head down. Feel the weight of the head. So you release the back of the neck, the upper shoulders. So pulling almost the center of the back is just pulling back at the wall behind you, and the hands are pulling forwards. Keep breathing deeply. One more breath in and then release, and just lifting up your chest, sitting up tall again. And now we come behind the body, so we're going to do the other way now. Interlink the fingers behind the body, let the arms just rest. Nice, just bounce those elbows just to release and make sure you're not kind of hunched up again. And keeping the neck in line with the spine, so you're looking at the ground just in front of you rather than looking up. Inhale to the chest here. And as you exhale, taking the hands away from the back and lifting them away. So we're taking the chest forward. So we've got an opposite movement now. Chest goes forwards and the hands go back. And you're looking just at the floor in front of you, just so you can keep this nice and open here in the upper back. Breathe into the chest, into the heart space. And as you breathe out, taking the hands backwards and slightly upwards. Increasing that space, using the breath, so filling the body with air. One more breath in and release. How does that feel now? Oh, yeah, a bit more space in the shoulders, starting to feel a little bit more space in the chest. Left hand down on the left side. Get that elbow nice and bendy. Reaching up for the right, inhale, reach up to the ceiling. So again, we lengthen this right side before we reach over the body. So not in front, but over the body. So the arm, actually, in fact, if you look up at the ceiling on the inside of that arm, so the arm isn't in the way of your vision. And just relax that left shoulder as well. Try and make sure you're not kind of, hunching the shoulder. Always neck long, always ears down away, shoulders down away from the ears. That would be interesting the other way around. So keep extending through that right arm, looking up at the ceiling. Keeping the sitting bones down, so we're lengthening, keeping the fingertips right down into that right hip. And then we just drop the arm in front. It's a nice easy way to come out of it and come up to seated. Just notice how it feels. Have a little wriggle, feel that. Right hand on the right side, just have that little bendy elbow. Inhale, lengthen up through the left. Extend to the ceiling, feel that length. And then exhaling, reaching over the body, bending into that right elbow, even coming onto the forearm if you reach that. If you can reach that, that makes it a bit easier. Dropping the right shoulder as well. Reaching over the body, right into the fingertips. Looking at the ceiling on the inside of that arm, as long as your neck is okay with that. Otherwise, just look forwards. Keeping the sitting bone down, so length through the left waist here. Breathe into this. The inhale and the exhale, equal importance here. But the exhale is where the release and the lengthening naturally happen. And then let the arm fall forwards and then come up to seated again. Okay, let's just stir up our cauldron here, or our porridge pot, whichever you prefer. So extend the legs out. So legs have been bent, so we're just going to give them another position now. You might want to sit on the cushion there, or you might just want to lift yourself up and place yourself down again. Place the hands on the knees, or hands in front, interlinked. Yeah, and if you're doing this, make sure you take those shoulders back. We're keeping this very open. So chest and heart is always projected forwards and upwards. So otherwise you have your hands on your knees if you're finding that's better. Lifting the chest, lengthening, feel your abdominals engage. And then as you exhale, coming forwards and around to the right, inhaling, leaning back. Give myself a bit more space, leaning back. And then exhaling, coming forwards, inhale, leaning back. If your hands on your knees, you can do the same thing. So just take care that you're not bending in the spine. We're not bending. We're keeping this integrity and uprightness. Every time, all the time, we're lifting, lifting, lifting. You can see it's almost like I'm pivoting on the base of my spine. And you'll find you really have to use your abdominals, even if you're holding the knees. You kind of do it, you have to use them a little bit more if you're in this position with the hands extended. Coming back around, leaning, making this circle, trying to get right to the edges of your cauldron with your big spoons. You've got a big spoon here and we're just stirring it up. Let's stir up our energies. Let's get everything a little bit more evened out. And then we have a little rest, come to center again. And then we're going to go the other way. And we're going to do this humming bee breath, Brahmari breath with sound, if you like. So it's a on the out breath, we just go and just see how that feels in your head. You can even close your eyes. So again, same position, upright, really long here, engaged abdominals. Inhale, exhale on making the sound around to the left this time. I'm back. Or you can hold the knees. Get right to the edges of your porridge pot. breathe in again, and if you need to, if you come to the end of your breath, and we just go around a little bit more. Okay, let's just bring the knees up, hug the knees, let your face fall to your knees. So we're just going to release again, back of the neck, shoulders, you know, very typical areas to gather tension, and particularly in the colder weather where we tend to tense up. So we just need to counteract that a lot. Breathe in through the nostrils, sigh out from the mouth, feel that release. Okay, so we're going to come back to this position with the legs outstretched, or you can come into cross-legged if you're more comfortable. We're going to come into a lion. So very soon we're going to be in the year of the tiger. So lions, tigers, you know, it's just fierce and bold. I know they're quite different animals, but we're just going to, in fact, we'll call it a tiger today. Why not? So this is your claws, and the body's going to come forward. We're going to be very bold, and we're going to get a bit of fire coming up in the body. All the claws can go here, or they can go here. Okay. So we start off with the hands together, claws together, gathering our energy, inhaling, and then tongue comes out, eyes go wide, and we make this rasping sound, almost like a roaring sound. Okay, we can do this either here, or you can do alternates. We'll do a couple more. Breathing in, body goes forwards, so release, get some energy moving. Inhale, be bold, be expressive. Let's do one more of these. So really gather everything up, make it really big. Good. Let's bring the knees up again and hug the knees. Just resting the head down, releasing the back of the neck. Breathing in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. And then we're going to come onto all fours. So coming onto hands and knees, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, feet flat behind. Nice sturdy tabletop. Making sure also that we're not locking. This is what happens when you lock the elbows. It's kind of really crunching this area up. We're getting tension. We're building tension when we've just released. So it's a bit of a waste of time. So instead, soften the elbows and expand this here. Expand the chest. So we're not here. This, much more interesting. I have space here for my throat as well. So we're going to inhale, taking the right arm forwards and the left toe back. So you can even look, just checking. Sometimes it feels like it's really high, but it's just about here. Or it feels like it's level and it's actually up here. So just have a little look, check. And then exhale, bring the left knee and the right hand down. It doesn't matter which side you've started on, as long as you're doing opposites. So it's inhale, extend. Point the toe or push the heel, as long as you're extending, you know, really making that effort, engaging the whole body. Inhale and exhale. So you're switching each time. The inhale is kind of vital and engaged, strong, and the exhale is softening, and really make an extra bend in the elbows to feel that softening and looking down at the ground. Looking forwards, looking to where the fingers are extending towards, and exhaling, softening, bending into the elbows, exchange. Yeah, make an extra little deeper bend just to really feel that springiness in the body and that connection to the earth, that kind of permeability of the solid. You know, you feel the earth, you feel the floor beneath us. Hopefully it's solid. But we feel with that bend of the elbows, we kind of feel I'm connected to this earth. This body is like earthy. It's also watery and hairy and fiery. I like looking at things through this elemental lens. It's interesting. Inhale, exhale. Let's do one more each side. So make it very strong extension. Like you're trying to get the fingers away from the toes. And then we release and make it very soft and squidgy. And then the inhale, very strong, like a long, strong line. And then an exhale. Then we're going to sit back into the heels, slide the hands away, bring the forehead to the ground. Inhale, reel the ribs, fill those ribs. Expand your wings and exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Let's make little claws. Coming back to our tiger claws. Make little claws with the fingers, head on the ground, just to give them even more of a release on the shoulders. Breathe in again through the nostrils. Out through the mouth. Okay. So we're going to come up into a downward dog here. So keep the hands where they are. We're coming up here onto all fours. Spread the fingers wide. Engage the whole of the palm of the hand, thumbs and fingers on the ground. Breathing in, tuck the toes under. Make sure their butt hips are apart to the feet, not together and not super wide. Okay. And then we're going to lift the knees off the ground, look back towards the legs or the feet, lengthen. So we're pushing back the fingers. Actually have both those knees slightly bent here. So we're lengthening. We're trying to get this long line from the fingertips to the base of the spine, like a ski slope. And we're looking back towards the feet. We're not looking at here, at the hands. Otherwise, we're kind of losing that. And also really bring your focus into creating space between the shoulders. So soften again, the elbows again. We don't want these locked up arms. When we soften, we feel much more of our animal body. And now we're just going to bring one heel down at a time. Keep lengthening through the waist. Keep the tummy tucked in. And now we're breathing into the chest. Breathe. Start to feel a little bit more sponginess in the legs. Those hamstrings will gradually start to open up. They might not be open to begin with. They might be feeling a bit stiff and cold. Just take a bit of time with them and give them a bit of breath and kind of speak to them, be kind. And then we come back down to the ground and we sit back in the heels, bring the forehead to the ground, sweep the arms back into the pose of the child. Inhale through the nostrils. Sigh, make some sound out through your mouth. Good. Good. Okay. So again, we're just going to slide the hands forwards. We're going to come down to downward dog again. Let's see how it is second time round. Spread the fingers wide, engage the palms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, tuck the toes under. Exhale, lift the knees off the ground. Let's see how it feels this time. So really getting all these points. Opening the shoulder blades, taking the shoulders away from the ears, softening the elbows, pressing into the hands and the palms and the fingers and the thumbs. And gradually just bringing the heels down to the ground. Maybe giving ourselves a little walk first of all, but then just allowing the hamstrings to naturally start to open up with a bit of persistence, a bit of time, not pushing, but still instead allowing and breathing deeply. Engage with your breath. And then we're going to release this by walking towards the hands, bend the knees, let the body hang, let the arms hang, let the shoulders hang, let the head hang. Alternatively, you can rest your elbows on your knees and still let your head hang. It's just a little bit more supported if you feel it's too much with the weight hanging forwards. Knees are bent. If your legs are straight, then you're not going to be able to release your back fully. Into the nostrils, out through the mouth. Into the nostrils, out through the mouth. A little sway here. Let's make this a bit of a bigger sway. So we're just going to sway the arms, let them hang in space. Might have to lift up slightly. This might be a bit more effective. A slightly different part of the back. So yeah, you can let your fingers just sweep on the floor. To use your legs here. Breathing all the time, leaving the head hanging. We're just swinging the arms, letting them hang. And then we come to a stillness and we start lifting from the base of the spine. Keep the knees bent, leave the head heavy, leave the arms heavy. So everything is just slumped forwards and it's gradually rising up, gradually coming up to standing. Okay, and again, we lift the shoulders up, breathe into the nostrils and out through the mouth. Okay, and again, breathing in, out through the mouth. Let it go, dropping on heavy burdens, breathing in, out through the mouth. Okay, Just checking your feet with the toes as high as you can. Get all the toes off the mat, off the ground, and then place them down. Lift the heels high, off the mat, and then place them down, connecting with the ground. Look at the toes, good. Fingertips touching. We're going to do this sun, moon, breathing and moving, just to get ourselves centered. Inhale, lift the arms up, lift the heels off the ground, bring the hands together. Breathing out, the hands are turned, the hands are coming down to the earth and the heels are coming down. So this is really trying to get the measure of your breath, feeling the breath coming in smoothly and steadily through the nostrils. Really lifting the heels high and exhaling. So try to keep this movement steady, smooth and even. Try and keep the movement of the feet steady, smooth and even, touching the fingers at the bottom. So we're casting this circle around us with the fingertips reaching up. And the hands are coming down, the heels are coming down. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. So keeping that steadiness, centeredness. This is stabilizing, centering, slowing down, and just releasing, softening. And also just bring our attention, sharpening our attention, bringing our attention into a deeper, maybe a more subtle inquiry during our practice. You know, we have this sense of inhale, reaching up, extending, expanding. And then we have the softening of the exhale, coming down, embodying, physicalizing. So this is like the sun reaching up, big expansive sun reaching up, shining energy, and then the softening of the moon, reflective, feminine. Good, and the fingers just touch at the bottom. Okay, let's move a little bit, coordination. Now we have a bit more receptivity. Relifting the left knee and then the right, meeting it with the opposite hand. And you can do this at the speed you feel is going to be useful to you. Noting that if you slow it down, it's kind of becomes a little bit more mindful and it's a little bit more difficult in a way, you know. And you can do it very, you feel like I just need to G myself up, and you can do it very kind of aerobically. But I find this is a bit more, you have to focus a lot more, and it also brings a bit more balance into your practice. And then we take the left leg out to the side, the right arm goes over the head, so we're getting this openness in the side body. Breathing in and out through the nostrils all the time, keeping that body upright all the time. So your attention is really thinking about your posture and where your attention is, you know, your center. Keeping in your center. Noticing when your thoughts start going off. And let's come into this other fun one. So you take the foot behind, so let's take the left foot behind the right leg, give it a little tap, other arm goes over the head. So it looks like this. Come onto the ball of your foot as well. So when you land, come just on the ball, so your heel is off the ground. Keep the heel off the ground. It just keeps it a lot lighter, more springy, much more, your energy is much more maintained. And smile. If you don't want to smile, try it and then choose which you prefer, smiling or not smiling. And then we come to the stillness. Okay. Standing for a second. Noticing how you feel. Okay. And we're going to come to the front of the mat. Also standing postures, starting with triangle. Bring the weight to the left foot. Stand nice and tall, lifting the chest, keeping that tailbone pointing down, back of the neck more. Weight on the left, step back with the right. Right angles with the feet. Square the hips, facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders and lifting the chest. Exhale, turn the palms and reaching over to your left, down as you exhale, meeting that left leg. So your arm is extended. Left arm towards that left leg rather than leaning, and your right arm is extended up to the ceiling. Soften the knees. So just give the knees both of them a bend to remind them not to lock. This is the difference. Lock, oof, softened, involved, engaged, alive. Dropping that right shoulder down, keeping this expansion between the hands. Front or back of hand can go against this leg. We're not holding it. and pressing against it to open the chest up. Look up at the right hand as well. Breathe. Neck is in line with the spine, not hanging, because that feels not so good as well. Use the inhale to come up, maybe bending that left knee. Exhale, lower the arms down, bend into that right knee, bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Give the legs a little wiggle. Feel your feet on the ground. Breathe. Weight on the right. Step back with the left. Step back, land. Feet evenly placed. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Oops. That's interesting. Breathe in. Open the hands up. Exhale, reaching over to the right and down. Reaching up with the left hand. Looking up at the ceiling. Dropping that left shoulder away from the left ear. Nice and long. Soften the knees. So just give the knees a little bend to remind them not to lock. Breathe. Inhale and exhale through the nostrils. Feel that length in the left side. Really super lengthening. That left hip is strong. It's like it's holding it together. Pivotal point. Use the inhale to lift up. And exhale, lower the arms down. Bend into the left knee. And bring yourself back to the front of the mat. This is going to be in the way, so I'm just going to pop that back up. So give the legs a little bit of a jiggle. So you're bending, have your knees quite soft, and just kind of wriggle your knees and have a little bit of, let's have some sound, yeah? So let's make a little whole shake up. So the knees are going, the hips are going, and the shoulders are going. Let some sound out. Breathe into the nostrils. Really shaking all up. Good. Whew. So worth doing. Just got this great little surge of energy. We're going to come now into peaceful warrior. So another side expanding, releasing, all that tension. Weight on the left foot, big step back with the right, or a couple of steps. So notice how I'm coming out of that right angle, just taking the heel back. Then I'm going to correct the hip, because that's what sometimes happens. Correcting means, I'm just squaring it up, facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale, lift the arms and the chest. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, expand from fingertip to fingertip. Look down the left arm, and as you exhale, your left knee goes forwards in line with the toes. So open here. Feel like imagine I'm pressing on the inside of that knee right now. And you're pushing into the back heel. So the outside of that leg is engaged. It's not just kind of hanging there. It's really pressing into the ground. Extend. So feet are extending, pushing away from each other, or the knee is pushing away from the right heel, to be precise. Fingertips extending away from each other, chest lifting and extending away from the belly button. Shoulders sinking down. Let's come into peaceful warrior. Inhale. As you exhale, the right arm is going back, so you're reaching as far back as you can. Then it goes down. As it goes down, the left arm goes up. Notice how it happens so nicely and easily. Because this is so strong, you can lean onto this back leg. Straight arm, reaching up with the left, turn the hand and reach over the body. So the palm is facing the ground. Try to check that your left knee is not straightened up. You want it to be kind of really still in this warrior position. Looking up at the ceiling on the inside of that arm. Breathe deeply. So expanding this one. Now use the inhale to come back up. Exhale, sink into the posture one more time. Come up on the inhale. Lower the arms on the exhale. Bend into that right knee and bring yourself back in front of the mat. Have a little shake of just the knees, Yeah, shake them up just to reset the legs. Weight on the right. Big step with the left leg back. Just send that left heel back a little bit. Square the hips. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Inhale, expand from the fingertip to fingertip. Exhaling, bending into that right knee. Just again, imagine that my hand is just pressing on the inside of that knee to open it up, open the hips up. It's going in line with the toes. Don't let it fall inwards, as in fall to the left. Really keep that mindfully open. Pushing back into that left heel. Breathe in to the chest. As you breathe out, reaching back with that left hand, and then that just go down and meet that strong left leg. And at the same time, the right arm floats up. And then we turn the arm, so the palm is facing backwards, and then it's facing the ground. Really feel that length from the fingertip here, right down into that right hip. Keep the bend in the right knee. Try to avoid this sort of straightening out. You really want to keep that strong, open in the hips. Breathe. Feel vitality and strength here, stability. Now use the inhale to come back, up to warrior. Exhale, sinking. One more time. Inhale, straighten the legs up, lift the arms up slightly, and let them float down on the exhale. Just have this grace and poise. Bend in the left knee and come back to the front of the mat. Yeah, let's just shake the knees, shake the hips, shake the shoulders, make some sound out through your mouth. Release. It's all about release, release of tension. Yeah, good. I'm going to come into a balance. Beautiful balance is the tree. So plant the roots down into your left foot. So just lifting the toes up and placing them down, spreading the toes. If your tendency is to grip, let's counteract that immediately by spreading them out. And just have a slight bend on that standing leg to begin. And then we're bringing that right knee out to the side, and the foot either goes on the inside of the ankle, on the calf, so you can just feel your calf, hold it with the arch of your foot, or the thigh. Avoid the knee. So the knee is out, this right knee is out to the side, so we're opening here in the hips. And as you start standing, you can start to lengthen up through that left leg, roots going down into the left, from the left foot into the earth. Inhale, lift the arms up. So we've got this beautiful, we're going to do this expansive arms today. So we take the shoulders down, we lift the chest, back of the neck is long, the crown of the tree, the arms, the branches, the fingers are like the twigs expanding out to the light. Everything from, the belly button upwards is in the light. Everything from the belly button down is the roots going down into the soil. So I just think about expansion in two directions. This makes it so much more interesting. Yeah, smile, enjoy, just feel yourself stable, but also fluid. You can feel little bits of breeze like the trees do. They wave their branches and leaves and twigs. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down to prayer position. And before you drop this right leg, see if you can catch it in your hands and lift it, give it a squeeze, lift the knee high and then drop it slowly. See if you can let that float down to the ground and then give the legs a shake. Yeah, I can feel that on my left ankle, that's standing. Great for stabilizing and strengthening the joints. So now we're sending the roots down from the right foot. Take a look at it, lift the toes, place them down, spread the toes out, bend that right knee. Turn that left knee out, so we're opening the hips already, placing the foot on the inside of the ankle or holding the calf, not on the knee, avoid that. And if you can go high on the thigh if you want. Taking that knee comes away from that right hip, so we're opening here, opening. Inhale, lift the arms up, expansive again. Drop the shoulders down the back, lift the chest, expansive. Breathe, fingers extended to the light, roots extending into the earth. Now feel this expansion in every direction. Breathe, focus your eyes on the still point and breathe. That drishti point, this is the point you're focusing on. This is great for your mind focus, great for developing stability, strength of body and mind. Balance, the balance of all of these things. Good. Inhale, lift the arms up, palms together. Keep their legs stable if you can. Lowering the hands down slowly. Keep your eyes steady and keep your breath moving. Then catch that left knee. Lift it high and lower it down. If you find the balance is difficult, you can always have something by you to lean against, or not lean against, to just have you every now and again if you need to. Best not to lean on it because then you're not really balancing as much. Let's come into a squat now. So coming down puts as much space between your feet as you need to. If your heels are down, great. If the heels are up, put them underneath them, support them. Otherwise, you're going to not feel very balanced. You need to support them if they're like that. Then dropping the backs of the hands rest on the ground and letting the head hang forwards. Let the body be as much between the knees as possible. Breathe in through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. Just give the head a little turn side to side as if you're saying no. Just free up the neck. Let the weight of the arms, feel the weight of the arms. Let the elbows hang there. Sigh out through the mouth. Good. And now still breathing in and out through the nostrils, lifting the head up, bringing the hands together and taking the chest forwards and upwards. So we're really using a little bit more of the thigh strength, opening the hips, and then we're lifting the chest as well. So we're engaging the abdomen. Everything is working a little bit more now. We've just released, and now we're pressing. You can get the elbows on the inside of your knees, and you can slightly or lightly press the insides, and at the same time lifting the chest towards the hands. Back of the neck stays long, so we're not lifting the chin. We're keeping it slightly tucked in, if you like. Crown is always lifting to the heavens. Breathe in, breathe out, and then just place the hands on the ground. We're going to come up into Ragdoll again. So hanging, the knees bent, body hanging. Inhale through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Good. Slowly lift from the base of the spine. Leave the arms heavy, leave the head heavy. Keep breathing in and out as you slowly unravel. Slowly come to standing. Oh, yeah. Roll the shoulders back a few times. Knees are bending. It's just keeping this soft pliability, this quality, maybe this kind of watery quality in the body. And then forward to the shoulders, just enjoying that. A bit more spaciousness. I'm feeling a bit more spacious in my body. Okay. So, under the balance. Heron balance. Weight starts again on the left foot. So I have my fingertips just touching to begin. Get all the way onto that left foot. The right foot is just resting there on the ground. And so then you're going to lift the right knee, lift the arms on the inhale, and then turn the hands. And at the same time, try to move that leg and the hands at the same time so that the hands come down and touch just as the foot is touching the ground. And then we switch the weights to the right and then lift up the left. So this is inhaling, lift the knee high, lift the hands high, and exhaling, the hands are coming down, the legs coming slowly down through space. It's a fantastic practice to do because we're moving whilst balancing. And this is a very practical skill, you know, because usually we might come off balance most often when we are in movement. So shifting and feeling that shift of weight, enjoying that movement. We're doing a heron balance. So really focus on your breath. Now this time you can keep doing the same thing, but if you want to extend it, you want to challenge yourself, then you inhale, lift the arms up, lift the knee high. Exhale, push that foot out, the hands coming down. Then we lift up again, inhale, lift the knee, lift the hands, and exhale. So it's an extra little move in there. And obviously we're balancing a little bit longer. Shift the weight, and we do the other side. Inhale, lift the knee high, exhale. So it's really pushing that foot out as the hands come down softly. Inhale, lift the knee high, exhale, hands coming down. Let's do one more each side. Or you may be doing two more each side if you're doing the original version. But try and keep it smooth and steady. And the breath will help you if you keep your breath smooth and even. And exhale. We'll just finish on this left side or whichever side you're doing now. Inhale, lift the knee as high as you can. At the same time as you lift the knee, another trick is not a trick, but a tip, is pushing the foot, this right foot down as this left knee comes up. Then you've got this counterbalance. Inhale, notice the difference when you try that. And exhale, lowering down. Okay. And let's just take the feet as wide as the shoulders. We'll do a little twist just to loosen everything up. So bounce the knees a little bit. Yeah, let the shoulders just jump up and down with those. Yeah, and then we're just going to turn on our center, bending into the knees, letting the arms move around the body, bending into the knees, coming up onto the foot, looking behind you, bend, breathing in and out. Oh yeah, enjoy. Enjoy. Good. Bend into the knees, the body faces forwards. Looking right behind you, let the backs of the hands go smack into the back and let yourself slowly come to a stop. Let's just exaggerate that feeling. So when you're doing this turn, it goes pop, back of the hand. So we'll just exaggerate that. That one just lean forward slightly, just so you can really feel into your back. Have the knees slightly soft. Just pummeling the whole of the back, wherever you can reach. Yeah, give it some sound. Good. And we'll come to the heart here. So I would bring the fingers, stiff fingers, and we're just going to pummel this whole chest area. Oh yeah. Always get such a release and such an uplift from this very simple little practice. You can do this any time of day, you know. Feel like you need a little boost, particularly emotionally, or just kind of, you know, in your mood. And this little simple practice is great. Okay, so I'm going to come down to the ground. I'm going to come down in a forward bend. So just standing towards the front of your mat, check your feet, lift the toes, place them down. Lift the heels high, place them down. Just get your legs a bit more engaged. Okay. Inhale, lift the arms up high, extend up or hold the back if you feel you need that. And then we're going to come into a forward bend. So engage the abdominals, whether you're holding the back or extending. Forward bending, bring your fingers to the ground. So we're in forward bend. So ideally, we really want to try and lengthen the backs of the legs. So on the inhale, come up on the fingertips, look forwards, and imagine your eyes are going to the ceiling there. And this will help your chest to lift and open and lengthen the spine. And then we're taking the sternum. Imagine that the middle of the heart wants to go to the space between the big toes on the ground. And the other end of that line, so this is wanting to come down, and then the tail wants to go to the ceiling, directly upwards. So have a sense of wanting to extend that space between these 2 points. Looking at the toes, between the toes, because if you look at the knees, then your heart hasn't got a chance. It's just going to be squished up. We don't get this sense of lengthening and creating space. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay. So we're going to come up on the fingertips, breathe in, look forwards, lengthen the spine. Now as we breathe out, we're going to bring the hands to the ground, put the weight into the left foot so that you can step back with the right, a big step. And now you're going to step back with the left, big step, so they're in the same, there's space between them, and then we're going to come into a plank. Let's see how this feels. So very important again to soften the elbows and to create space between the shoulders and the ears. So we're really having to use the shoulders, use the arms, use the back, use the legs. If it's too much, you can put your knees on the ground. Just, you know, you can always come and go with that as well. If it's feeling like, oh, I want to challenge myself a bit. And the hands underneath the shoulders, just to check they're not in front, not under the face, because then your bottom's going to be in the air. Strong legs, strong thighs. Now we're going to come into front of the body for a back bend. So lower down or bring your knees down. And then rest on the side of the head. Send the arms back. Or if you feel more comfortable, you know, you can always fold the arms underneath you if you need extra support. And rest on the side of the head. Relax the legs back. Breathe into the nostrils. Have a little sigh out through the mouth. Release. Into the nostrils. Out through the mouth. Good. bring the forehead to the ground. And then we're going to lift the feet off the ground, so you're bending the knees. If you can, try and see if you can get hold of the tops of the feet, so with the hands. If you can't get them both, then best just to leave the feet elevated and have the arms on the ground, but this time you turn so the palms are on the ground. We're going to come into a bow, so you can do this either holding the feet or putting your hands on the ground, coming up the forehead anyway. So you make your choice. If you're holding the feet, on the inhale you lift the head, you lift the chest, you lift the shoulders, and then you lift the toes to the ceiling. If your hands are on the ground, you're doing the same thing. You're just lifting the head and the chest, and you're pressing into the ground with the hands there, slightly. So really, you'll feel your back and your abdominals working, whatever you're doing. And smile. You might not feel like smiling, but it will help to prevent sort of tension coming into the jaw and the face. And breathe in and release slowly. Bring the head down to the ground, slowly lower the legs down. Rest on the other side of the face, whichever you haven't, just to give the neck a little bit more release. Into the nostrils, out through the mouth. Now slide the hands up so that either side of the face, push into the hands, walk the hands back, and sit back into the heels. Extending the arms forward, bring the forehead down. Or you can rest your head on the back of your hands if you prefer that. This is restoring. If you want, you might want a little bit of a rock side to side. Sometimes that feels nice. She sigh and breathe. So let it go. Let it go. Whatever is it keeps coming up and coming into your attention, these same or ruminations, just keep noticing it. Go, oh, hello, you again, and then just let it go. It's continual, but just keep letting it go over and over and over. It's totally normal, for these patterns to come up, but we can just soften them and make them a little less pointed and intense if we spot them, let them go, replace them with a different thought, replace them with appreciation and gratitude. Is going to take up a lot of space and relegate these other sort of lesser, less useful thoughts. Good. So let's just do a bit of moving and breathing again. Standing the fingers forward, spread the fingers wide. Use the inhale to come up to all fours, and the exhale, dropping the hips down. The hips aren't coming to the ground. They're still off the ground. We want to open the chest and elevate the chest. Inhale to all fours, exhale, sitting back. Just enjoy this. Make it really juicy. Make it very full. Make it very releasing. Inhale and exhale. Sit back. Imagine the sitting bones are really driving back to the wall behind you. So you get this extra expansion in the ribs and in the back. And then the inhale lifts you. It makes it very easy when you use that inhale to elevate you and the exhale opening. It's like a big smile coming across the front of the chest. Notice I've got my elbows slightly bent there. Inhale makes it much easier. There's a tendency to want to lock these limbs, lock the joints, and it's best not to. Inhale, put too much pressure on the joints, and then opening, taking the elbows back, opening the chest, looking up at the ceiling. Inhale. Really make your breath audible to yourself so that it really keeps your focus and guides you in your movement. When we have moving and breathing at the same time, these mutually supportive systems, when we put them with movement, movement changes everything. We really encourage our bodies to move, and we feel the changes. We feel the dance. We feel the dance of our lives. Sometimes it feels a bit like a tango, and sometimes it feels like a waltz, and sometimes it feels, like wild party dance. All these different dances. Inhale, exhale. This last one, open up. Inhale, and sit back on the exhale. Sweep the arms back into the pose of the child. Resting the backs of the hands on the ground. So really softening. This is a good time to let the shoulders hang forwards. Soften the cheeks and the jaw. So really letting the cheeks, almost as if your cheeks are going to hang. Let it go. And to soften the mouth, I know the mouth and the jaw really carry a lot of tension. So let's soften that all up. Encourage that by breathing into the nostrils and making this sound through the mouth. It's a real winner. Breathing in. Good. Then we slowly come up to kneeling. Don't stay kneeling if it's painful. If it's not painful, it's maybe a little bit uncomfortable, you can just stay with it for a moment. Just to get more. The more you do this, the more you kneel, then the more easier it becomes. It's like anything, you know. Anything the body's unfamiliar with, it's going to go, what are you doing? It's going to get a bit shocked. So then we're just going to take the legs out in front of us. So find that movement, however you want to get there. And have the knees bounce up and down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we're slowing down. Gotta slow it down now. Let's go into seated forward bend. Bring the legs together. Sit the fleshy part back. Simple forward bend. Simple, but maybe not so easy. So we bring the legs together. Toes are going towards the ceiling. Inhale. Fingers go to the ceiling as you inhale. Look at the hands. Look up. The backs of the fingers. And then taking those hands forward, but leading with the chest. So we see this line here. The middle of that line is the chest. So that's leading. So we're keeping this whole line moving, and then we just drop that line and let the hands drop to the floor or the legs, wherever they reach, without, if you're doing this, hunching the shoulders forward, you're really doing yourself a disservice. Better to be, you know, here. So this is about kind of integrity, being honest with oneself and finding quality in what you're doing. All the time leading from here, leading with the chest. You can, if you find that you're able to, you can hook the two first fingers around the big toes, or you can put a scarf or a belt around your feet if you want some kind of engagement there. Breathe. Close your eyes, in fact. Come away from your legs a little bit. Inhale. Take the chest forwards. Exhale. Every time, just make it a little bit more fluid, a bit more movement. Inhale, taking the body away. Exhale. It's like laying the body down on top of the legs. It might not feel like that, but this is where we're heading towards. You know, we're all where we are on our journey. We can't do somebody else's. No one's going to do yours, so you may as well do yours. Because the other ones are all taken. Yeah. Inhale, expand the body. Exhale, release, soften, let go all the air so your body can just release down a little bit further. And then we're going to inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Bring the hands kind of slightly behind you, fingers pointing forwards. Lift the chest. You could try this and hold. Or if you're feeling a little bit stronger, you can bring your feet to the ground, lift your hips up into a tabletop, hold that. And if you're feeling stronger, if you're feeling super strong, you can come up into a hip lift. So legs are together, you lift the hips. It's like you're flattening the feet to the ground. Strong arms. Lift the chest, breathe. One more breath in, and on the exhale, lowering down. Roll the shoulders back just to loosen those arms up, and we lower down. Yeah, we're going to slow it all down. Breathing in and out through the nostrils, reaching towards the toes, laying the body down. See if you can lay down each little vertebrae. Challenge yourself, make that little bit of effort before you completely let go, then let it just go, flop. The weight of the body, drop into the floor, breathe into the nostrils. Close your eyes, just feel the weight of the body on the ground. We're just going to slowly release. Let's just bend the knees, hug them for a moment. Releasing the lower back. So just rocking and rolling wherever you feel you want to give a bit of pressure and a bit of massage, just rock and roll and find those little areas. I'm always finding the back of my hips want that extra bit of, yeah, just sort of roll around there, rolling, moving, and breathing, of course. Or you can just draw a circle with your knees. That's kind of nice. It's very comforting, softening, slowing. So you inhale, change direction, inhale, take the knees away, exhale, drawing the knees in. So we're just rolling and drawing a circle. Yeah. And slowly place the feet on the ground. Slide the legs away. Let the arms fall out to the side. If you want, you can have your feet on the ground, knees bent. If you're doing this semi-supine, we're going to come into a relaxation briefly now. Let the knees fall together. It's just very nice and softening and releasing for the hips. Or you can put something underneath your knees. You can even put your feet up on the sofa if you prefer, or legs up against the wall. But if you're lying in Shavasana, this corpse posture, put space between your feet. Let feet fall out to the side. Put your arms away from your body, palms facing the ceiling, chin slightly tucked in, eyes closed. This is the position for Shavasana. Position for relaxing. Well, we've been on a little journey today through our yoga practice, so now is the time to really let it sink into the body. It's always good to lie down, even if only for a minute or so after our practice, so that we can fully absorb all the goodness, all the teaching, all the balance, all the mindfulness. So our eyes are closed, looking inwards. We don't need the outer distraction. Yeah, and through our yoga, we're really growing our inner life as well. So just bringing your focus of attention to your breath, feeling your body expand and contract with a very natural, easy breath. There's not a big, strong breath. It's just soft, easy breath coming in and out through the nostrils. Breath coming in, breath going out. Soft, easy. Feel your body. Feel the whole of the back of your body. Feel the support of the ground. Feel the nourishment of this earth. Feel the flow of the breath, taking care of itself. There is nothing to do in this moment. Breath coming in, and breath going out. Just watching the breath coming in and out of the nostrils. Feeling the impact of your efforts, feeling the impact of your yoga on the body. Yoga, of course, meaning union, oneness, harmony. To see if you can have a taste, a glimpse of that oneness, that sense of coming home to oneself, coming home to the body, coming home to the breath, that sense of belonging to oneself and belonging to this world, to this life, to this experience that we're all having. And the bell marks the end of the relaxation. So softly come out of that. Take your time. The best way is just to start to move your body softly. Start to deepen your breath slightly. When you're ready, you can hug your knees or stretch. Rolling onto your right side is nice. So coming out softly to really maintain an element of this softness, this energized, balanced, relaxed person that we have become. And slowly coming back to seated, slowly opening your eyes, looking around, just coming back out again. And feeling your body, arms and legs, and this body, this divine being that we all are. Give yourself a smile, appreciation, gratitude. Rub the palms together, create some heat and energy between the palms of the hands. Let them really get some heat going there. And place that heat on the heart center. Close your eyes, take your focus inwards one more time. Into this heart space. Hopefully there's more space in here now in this chest cavity. But we're coming into this specific area of the spiritual heart. And bring to mind your sankalpa, your intention or resolution, whatever you want to call it. Positively framed sentence or a word, something you want to encourage and manifest in yourself. Very much goes with our theme today of fertility, planting seeds. And those seeds need nourishment and nurture. So we need some attention, they need warmth and heat and energy. Good. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.